President Bola Tinubu suspends Humanitarian Minister Nta Edu as former Minister of Humanitarian Affairs Sadiya Umar appears before Economic and Financial Crimes Commission.
Even 50% budget performance on that document, it will not be the same Nigeria.
President Tinubu hosts Governor Hope Uzodinma of Imo State, promises that 2024 Appropriations Act will meet yearnings of Nigerians.
Judiciary has once again shown to be the last hope of common man.
Supreme Court upholds election of Alia as Benue governor, while High Court in Abuja declares detention of Emefiele illegal. Hello and welcome to the Network News on NTA. I'm Naja Atutejani. Joining me tonight is Michael Olaleye from our Lagos Network Center. NTA News is always live on our website, nta.ng/live. Follow us across all social media platforms for news on the go. Let's begin with the 2024 appropriations. In line with his avowed commitment to upholding the highest standards of integrity in the management of the Commonwealth of Nigerians, President Bola Tinubu suspends the Minister of Humanitarian Affairs and Poverty Alleviation, Dr. Nta Edu, from office with immediate effect. The President further directs the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission to thoroughly investigate all financial transactions involving the Federal Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs and Poverty Alleviation and agencies under it. The suspended minister is hereby directed to hand over to the Permanent Secretary of the Federal Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs and Poverty Alleviation and to fully cooperate with the investigating authorities. Furthermore, the President has tasked a panel headed by the Coordinating Minister of the Economy and Minister of Finance to re-examine the financial architecture and framework of the social investment programs to conclusively reform the relevant institutions and programs to eliminate all institutional frailties for the exclusive benefit of disadvantaged households and win back lost public confidence in the initiative. And that wasn't on the appropriations, but the former Minister of Humanitarian Affairs, Disaster Management and Social Development, Sadiya Umar Farouk, this Monday honored an invitation by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission to offer clarification in respect of some issues the Commission is investigating. The former minister had earlier indicated her readiness to honor the Commission's invitation, noting that she remains proud to have served Nigeria as a minister with every sense of responsibility and will defend her actions, stewardship and programs during her tenure whenever she is called upon by any government agency. And now to the appropriations I announced earlier. Governor Hope Uzodinma of Imo State has expressed belief that the 2024 Appropriation Act of the federal government will fast-track sectoral development. This is after his meeting with President Bola Tinubu at the State House. Governor Hope Uzodinma insists that the resolutions to most of the expectations of Nigerians have been captured in the national appropriation, now awaiting implementation.
If we look at the provisions in that act and the number of infrastructure and capital projects proposed by the President, if we're able to perform even 50% budget performance on that document, it will not be the same Nigeria. We have had instances where reforms were carried out in some countries. Some policies that looked initially as unfriendly policies, 2-3 months of gestation period becomes the darling of all stakeholders. So I'm confident that the initial period of the takeoff of some of these policies that will give us a more robust economy will soon be over, and Nigeria will begin to enjoy the product of the new vision.
The The governor also pointed out that the security situation in Imo State has improved greatly, reiterating his government's commitment to consolidating the relative peace. Following his victory in the November 11, 2023 election, Governor Hope Uzodinma is due to be sworn in for the commencement of his second term on January 15, 2024. Now, three-time African champions Nigeria lost 2-0 to Sili Nacional of Guinea in a friendly match on Monday in Abu Dhabi, United Arab Emirates, ahead of the 34th edition of the Africa Cup of Nations, which begins January 13 in Côte d'Ivoire. Goals from Agubu Kamara in the 15th minute and Fasine Conte in the 65th minute was enough for Guinea to secure a famous victory over Nigeria, beat them by a lone goal at the 2019 AFCON in Egypt. The Super Eagles are already set to return to Lagos on Tuesday, where Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu will be joined by Sports Development Minister John Eno and top of the Nigeria Football Federation for a send-forth for the tournament, where they have been drawn against Equatorial Guinea, Guinea-Bissau and hosts Côte d'Ivoire in Group A. Now joining us from the Super Eagles camp via Zoom in Abu Dhabi, where the team is rounding up the camp, is the General Secretary of the Nigeria Football Federation, Mohammed Sanusi. Welcome to the Network News on NTA.
It is my pleasure being with you.
Thank you. It has been 11 days of camping for the team ahead of the tournament, but do we have any cause to worry after the 2-0 loss to Guinea?
Well, there is no cause to worry. Of course, you know that before today's match, the team had a turn of match against a club side here in Abu Dhabi, and where they won very convincingly. But because of fear of injury, of course, a player also sustained injury, and you are fully aware that we also have two of our players that are nursing injury. So because of fear of injury, the coach decided to use a second team. If you look at the major players, the major attacking marshals of the team did not play in today's match. So there is no cause to worry because of the 2-0 defeat. I can tell you that the team played very well, and it is not an excuse that the A team did not play. Even those who played are as good as those that did not play. But you can agree with me that a pattern has been developed. The team had been playing together, and it is not the same team that is going to be the starting 11 in our first match in Côte d'Ivoire that played this match.
Speaking of the team, let's focus on the players. 25 of them will shoulder the responsibility of attempting to win a fourth AFCON title after the 1980, 1994 and 2013 triumphs. What is the motivation against other contenders for the trophy, and how feasible will it be this year?
The motivation, of course, is the fact that the players are very, very enthusiastic. They want to make history, and they also want to make Nigeria proud. The second aspect, of course, is the fact that they are aware Nigeria is solidly behind them. The federal government of Nigeria is solidly behind them, and all Nigerians are solidly behind them. And that probably informed what Sport.com is doing by saying we have done it again, and we can do it. We have done it before, and we can do it again. And that is why the slogan, "Let's do it again," came into being. So they are fully aware of that. If you had been opportune to be in their camp, you will notice that that camaraderie that you see in a team, the hunger to win, the enthusiasm to make their country proud, is that we know the Nigerian team before is back to focus again.
Now the players, still on the players, let's talk about the row over entitlement, team entitlement. How has that been managed to avoid recurrence?
Oh, I don't think anybody can say there is any row between the Nigeria Football Federation and the players. There has not been any, and there will not be any, because they are fully aware that Nigeria Football Federation will not shortchange anybody. Some of the row you see are imaginations of some people who deliberately would want to cause a problem for the Nigeria football, not because the players are interested in doing so, but I can tell you that we have sat down with them. They know what their entitlements are, and they know that they will be paid their entitlements. Because even when they are being old before, they saw the effort made to make sure that they are being paid. Not only them, even the Super Falcons, all the national teams. That respect, that confidence, that trust is being built, and they are aware that nobody will shortchange them. So their focus is about the game, not about the money. And I plead with people to please stop talking what is not there, because the players are not talking about money, and the people outside are talking about money. I don't think this is a good, thing when the players are not complaining, and some people want to complain on their behalf. They know that they have not been shortchanged, and they know that they will not be shortchanged.
It's about the game, it's not about the money. Now tell us, Nigerians want to know, will the Super Eagles, will the team lift the AFCON trophy on February 11 when the final is decided?
It is difficult to say authoritatively that they will lift the trophy, but I can tell you that Nigeria is hopeful, and Nigeria Football Federation believe that we have what it takes to lift the trophy, and the players themselves believe so, and I believe even all Nigerians believe so. So we are not going there to complete numbers. We are going there to compete, and we are going there by the grace of God to come back with the trophy.
Now, I've been talking with the General Secretary of the Nigeria Football Federation, Dr. Mohammed Sanusi. Thank you for your thoughts on this issue, and we hope for good news, of course, come February.
You're welcome.
Now, still talking sports, legendary German footballer Franz Beckenbauer has died aged 78. For details of this and other trending news in the world of sports, let's join Austin Edemodu.
As the world counts down to the opening match of the African Cup of Nations in Côte d'Ivoire in 5 days' time, Confederation of African Football (CAF) has confirmed that Morocco and Guinea-Bissau are the two teams to have arrived on Sunday, 7th of January. Meanwhile, Tanzania are scheduled to arrive on Monday, 8th January 2024. On Tuesday, 9th January, holders Senegal, who will be hoping for a successful defense, will arrive in Abidjan. Also due for Tuesday is 7-time record winners Egypt and Mozambique. Guinea-Bissau will face host Côte d'Ivoire in the tournament's opener on 13th January 2024 at the Alassane Ouattara Stadium in Ebimpe, as CAF continues to update on team arrivals. Finally, in proactive move to bolster and unify efforts for sporting success, the Minister of Sports Development, Senator John Eno, is set to host a crucial meeting with Sports Federation's presidents in Abuja this Thursday, paving the way to further strategic discussions ahead of the African Games. The meeting is anticipated to strengthen unity, streamline strategies, and foster a conducive environment to achieving a remarkable feat at the African Games coming up in March this year. With Sports Update, I'm Austin Edemodu, NTA News.
Away from sports, we're talking education now, and the National Universities Commission, NUC, refutes news circulating on social media, some national dailies and television stations, that the commission has, quote, just discovered more than 100 fake professors in Nigerian universities. The NUC says the media reports are fake and a figment of the imagination of authors, adding that it is happening at an unsuitable time when the nation is awaiting the outcome of investigation into the fake certificate saga from universities in some neighboring countries. The Commission therefore finds this development unfair to all stakeholders, ill-conceived, and a ploy by unscrupulous persons to create in a plausible tone disquiet, panic, and provoking outcries at both national and international levels. That was what the Commission confirms that it initiated in 2019 a project with the intent of compiling and publishing a list of full professors in the Nigerian university system. That was why the Commission deemed it necessary to share the collated data with the Nigerian universities for authentication by relevant authorities as to who qualified to be a full professor. The Commission therefore advises government officials at all levels, members of universities, the university community rather, international community and the public to please disregard these items as fake and stale, which have long been laid to rest in 2019. Again, joining us via Zoom to discuss some of the issues raised is a lecturer in the Department of Philosophy at the University of Lagos, Dr. Dan Ikiri. Thank you for joining us, Dr. Ikiri.
Thank you. Good evening.
The issue of the list of professors in Nigeria, which turned out to be fake news, is coming on the heels of the ban on certificates from some universities. What is the impact of this on Nigeria's educational system?
Okay, thank you so much. In the first instance, I want to appreciate the position of the NUC that has come out to deny or to reject that position that is the one that published the list of fake professors. And well, that might have happened that you've done the denial, but the impact of the news is something else, because the general opinion or the general public sees it as something that is real, though the university communities will be looking at it with some level of suspicion, because we know that it will be difficult to have such number of professors without the universities knowing. In any case, but you never can really tell what the intent is, those who came out with the list. But the truth remains that it has negative impact on the image of the universities concerned. But a lot of the universities has recently come out to say that there are no such names in their institutions. So in that case, I think the public will be able to take that serious. But then it creates a scenario in which people begin to suspect what exactly is going on. So it has damaged the image of university to some extent. But then I want to believe that universities are institutions of learning that have some level of credibility. And if there must be any such list of fake professors, in any case, what really constitutes a fake professor? That is something that I find difficult to really understand. If you are talking about ghost, worker, for instance, it will make some sense to me. But to say fake professors, I don't get it. And these names, so many of the universities have discovered that these names don't even exist in those institutions. So where they are coming from becomes something else. But then it has impacted the universities somehow negatively. Their image is at stake. So I want to believe that just as NUC has come out to deny, any such release, universities equally need to do their own as well, so that the public will be convinced that truly this does not really did not emanate from them.
Seems this is an issue. This issue is related to record keeping. Now, what can the universities do to keep sanity within the system so that something like this doesn't happen again?
Yeah, I want to believe that every university truly has a full list of its members, whether professors or not. They should have their full list of their staff. So the question of record keeping really is not a challenge. It's a question of who has done this and what does the person intend to achieve, or why is it coming at a time that there are issues about fake certificates coming from other places. If this list was actually brought out in 2019, like it's being said that there was such a publication in 2019, why now? Is it a coincidence, or is it a way of trying to kind of divert attention from the issues of certificates coming from some of these nearby communities or states where people just go and acquire papers in the name of degrees and all of that? So it brings a lot of mixed reaction, really. I truly wonder what they are out for. But one thing I know for sure is that the universities are institutions of higher learning, And they are not just, especially here in Nigeria, they are not just gatherings where certificates are issued. So if that is the case, then it will equally be very difficult to just have professors emanating from the markets and everywhere. So if you truly want to get anything authentic from the universities, the right place to go to is the institution itself. This particular one, I don't think it's on the website of NUC, so we should equally be very careful too before we take news or any form of information seriously. So the question of fake news is becoming really more challenging. And I think this is just one of the ways. But at the same time too, we should make efforts to be ahead of the fake newscasters so that we can, I mean, get them out of the way before they begin to cause their damage.
Then, Doctor, I've been speaking with Dr. Dan Ikiri on the issue of the fake professors list. Thank you very much, Doctor, for giving us your thoughts on this issue.
Thank you. God bless you.
Now, that has been Dr. Ikiri talking on the National University Commission's alleged list of professors. This is the Network News on NTA. Stay tuned for more reports after this timeout. You're watching the Network News on NTA. In conformity with plans to restructure and reposition critical agencies of the federal government towards protecting the rights of Nigerian consumers and providing a strong basis for enhanced contributions to the nation's economy by key growth-enabling institutions, President Bola Tinubu has dismissed the following chief executive officers: Babatunde Irukera, CEO, Federal Competition and Consumer Protection Commission, and Director General, CEO, Bureau of Public Enterprises, Alexander Ayola Oko. The two dismissed chief executives are directed to hand over to the most senior officer in their respective agencies, pending the appointment of new chief executive officers. By this directive of the President, their removal from office takes immediate effect. Members of the National Assembly from the North Central have expressed satisfaction with the level of work at the National Orthopedic Hospital, Jos. This follows an inspection of the project led by former Deputy Speaker Ahmed Idris Wasi. Saadatu Muhammad Kafar reports.
The former Deputy Speaker had earlier moved for the establishment of orthopedic hospitals across the 6 geopolitical zones in the country. This led to the establishment of the National Orthopedic Hospital Jos for the North Central Zone. Ahmed Idris Wase, along with members from Kwara, Nasarawa and Plateau states, accompanied by management of Jos University Teaching Hospital, inspected work at the construction site.
Quality of work, the scope of work, the money provided for, and the kind of work I've seen, I'm happy.
The state and the North Central is in their need of this institution, and I think what they are doing is really commendable.
Our inspection here has motivated many of us to can all come together on the corridor in National Assembly to facilitate and contribute our quota. Since this edifice is under the North Central and it's going to be useful to entire Nigeria at large.
The construction has reached 40% and is expected to be completed by March this year.
All we need to take off the wards, the emergency, the theaters are under renovation, and essentially all we have on ground as infrastructure. So hopefully by March, we should be near our doors for services.
The National Orthopedic Hospital, when completed, will address medical needs of people seeking medical attention outside the country. In Jos, Saadatu Muhammad Kafa, NTA News.
The National Inland Waterways Authority, NIWA, has confirmed 8 passengers dead in a boat mishap which occurred at Umumanam in Anambra State, local government area of Anambra West of Anambra State. In a statement, the General Manager, Corporate Affairs, says the incident occurred Friday morning involving a passenger boat traveling from Ida in Kogi State to Onitsha in Anambra State. The statement says preliminary reports indicate that the wooden engine boat rammed into a snag on the water channel and capsized with about 50 passengers. NIWA explains that upon receipt of the sad report, Relevant personnel from the Marine Department were deployed for rescue, recovery and proper investigation. The authority sympathizes with the families and friends of the deceased while giving the public assurance that it is doing everything possible to ensure safer inland waterways for movement of people and goods across the country. And now it's time to join Michael in Lagos for more on the network news on NTA. Hello, Michael.
Jatu. For more than 2 weeks, the Lagos-Ibadan rail corridor witnessed influx of passengers following the free train service by the federal government to celebrate the festive period. Joe Popola in this report takes a look at the successes recorded, areas of improvement, and the growing popularity of rail transportation in the country.
The free train ride provided an opportunity for many Nigerians to travel by rail for the first time. More than 70,000 passengers benefited from the free train ride, which many described as demonstration of government's commitment towards addressing the plight of Nigerians.
I use the opportunity to thank government because they did good thing for citizens. Then we appreciate what government did.
It's a nice thing. The government did it right in that aspect.
I think they have graduated from whatever level of ticketing system they are operating to e-ticketing. So which brings about ease of doing business, number one, which equally, has brought about ease of accessing, tickets for the passengers.
Beneficiaries appeal to government to always come up with such gesture during the festive period to put smiles on the faces of Nigerians. Managing Director Nigeria Railway Corporation said the service will be improved upon to ensure more Nigerians benefit.
Is the data or the network availability for individuals to get the ticket. This network, the ticket platform is open 24/7 and it can be accessed. But you also need to have access to NIPS to progress and all those things. I think those are the problems we have we discover. And at a time, people clog the wavelength.
Passengers are appealing to relevant stakeholders to work on the grey areas to ensure optimal performance. In Lagos, Joel Okbola, NTA News.
While the idea of seeking greener pastures in other countries migrating through legal routes is not bad, there are concerns on the number of Nigerian youths who died while taking their chances on the Mediterranean Sea and other illegal routes. In this report, correspondent examines the dangers of traveling abroad through illegal means.
What was a passive alternative among a few, the idea of relocating from the country by any means in search of greener pastures, now known as Japa syndrome, has grown to become a strong wave, taking many Nigerian youths out of the country, some to their untimely death. Data from the International Organization of Migration shows that about 1,200 Nigerians have died between January and July 2023 while trying to travel to Europe through illegal routes in search of opportunities. By September same year, the number rose to 2,500.
Since 2014 till now, the recorded deaths are 4,000. The number that are missing, they are talking about over 59,000. The high number of those who embark on that journey do not get to their destination.
Apart from the fact that they use illegal means, which we are losing youths, the route, getting to their destination and managing to cope without professional skills is another challenge.
Even with sad tales coming from those who are lucky to make it back home alive, some are still ready to take the risk. The question is it worth it?
If you hear the experience and some of them, the money they spent in going through the route, the illegal route, you discover that it's even more expensive, more critical, more crucial compared to when you follow the legal means.
They have to seek for legal way of traveling abroad, obtain your documents. Traveling abroad is not too difficult the way people who think they are.
The federal government, through the National Agency for the Prohibition of Trafficking in Persons, NAPTIP, Nigerian Immigration Service, and other agencies, both national and international, are working assiduously to combat illegal migration. In Lagos, Hingino, John Adams, NTA News.
Those are the reports from Lagos. Time for some messages, and when we return, the news continue with Musa Abubakar for business news.
Thanks for being there. Now let's bring you up to speed with business development. Stakeholders in the textile sector of the economy are providing an alternative for the federal government to take advantage to grow the Nigerian economy, as they say is the most sustainable for revenue generation and employment of Nigerians on a short and long run.
A renewed hope is what is our prayer. If there's renewed hope, it should go to industry to employ our people as before. Because textiles has been the second largest employer of people, second only to government. So I think that thing should continue, and we should go back to the olden days, where we employ a large number of Nigerians, and then to reduce the insecurity we have in this country. I think once the government settles down, they will definitely look into this area to ensure that we come up.
Now to equities market, the United Bank for Africa, UBA, is the latest financial institution to join the League of Stocks worth over 1 trillion naira, known as SWOT, at the close of trading on January 8, 2024. The share price of the United Bank for Africa crossed 29 naira 90 kobo, taking the bank's market capitalization to 1.02 trillion naira. The bank's stock has been on a bullish run since the start of 2024, as its share price has appreciated by 16.6% from 25 naira 65 kobo at the close of trading in 2023. Its market capitalization also appreciated by 142.8 billion naira within the same time frame. Meanwhile, the Nigerian equities market continued its bullish run as it ended Monday trading session above the 80,000 mark. The all-share index gained by 0.83% to close at 80,328.57 basis point. A total of 1.19 billion shares, valued at 15.25 billion naira, were traded in 16,081 deals as equity capitalization moved to 43.9 trillion naira. Now that's a quick look at businesses. The news continues after the break.
The High Court of the Federal Capital Territory has declared the prolonged detention of former governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, Godwin Emefiele, as illegal. The presiding judge, Justice Olukayode Adeniyi, gave the verdict while ruling on the fundamental rights matter instituted at the instance of the applicant. Chukwunonso Nwabweze reports that the court equally awarded a sum of 100 million naira as damages in favor of Godwin Emefiele against the respondents.
Justice Olukayode Adeniyi, while citing the Pretoria of judgments by courts of competent jurisdictions against the unconventional culture of arrest and detention of suspects before investigation by law enforcement agencies, condemned the actions of the agent of the first respondent and that of the chairman of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, and the commission to have incarcerated the former governor of the CBN between the 13th of June 2023 and the 8th of November 2023. When he was released on bail on the order of the court without arraignment. The court held that the prolonged detention constituted a flagrant violation of Africa's fundamental rights to personal liberty, preserved by the provisions of Section 35 of the 1999 Constitution, as well as Article 6 of the African Charter on Human and People's Acts, Ratification and Enforcement Act. Justice Adeniyi further barred the first respondent and its agents from further arrest and detention of Emefiele without an order of a court of competent jurisdiction.
Judiciary has once again shown to be the last hope of common man. And the court has been able to give him that reprieve.
Efforts to speak with the counsel to the respondents were unsuccessful. Chukwunonso Nwabweze, NTA News.
Still on the saga, the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission has expressed dissatisfaction with the judgment of the Federal Capital Territory High Court awarding 100 million naira damages against it in favor of former governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, Godwin Emefiele. Justice Olukayode Adeniyi on Monday, January 8, 2024, fined the commission after ruling its detention of Emefiele in the course of investigation was a violation of his right to liberty. The decision failed to take cognizance of the fact that the former CBN boss was held with a valid order of court. Consequently, the commission will approach the Court of Appeal to set it aside. The Supreme Court has affirmed the election of Hyacinth Alia of the APC as the duly elected governor of Benue State. The five-man panel of justices headed by Justice John Okoro gave the verdict in Abuja. The Apex Court dismissed the appeal of Titus Uba, the candidate of the People's Democratic Party in the March 18, 2023 governorship election in Benue State. The dismissal follows an oral withdrawal of the appeal by the People's Democratic Party and governorship candidate upon being confronted by the Apex Court that the matter was a pre-election matter. Uba of the PDP had challenged the victory of Alia of the All Progressives Congress before the tribunal and the Court of Appeal. In their verdicts, the Benue State Election Petition Tribunal and the Court of Appeal, Abuja, affirmed Alia's election as Benue governor following his declaration by the Independent National Electoral Commission as the winner of the March 18 governorship election. This verdict has put paid all adjudications on the conduct of the 2023 governorship election in Benue State. 3 first-class monarchs, including the Uhumege Igu Kotonkarfi Abdurazak Isa Kotonkarfi, have been deposed and banished with immediate effect by the state government for alleged misconduct. Correspondent Solomon Ayedin reports that some political appointees and cabinet members of the Yahya Bello administration have also been relieved of their appointments.
That is Her Royal Highness Alhaji Abdurazak Isa Kotu, the Himege Igu Kotu Karfe, is hereby removed and to be deposed to Rijau local government area of Niger State. His Royal Highness Sambola Ojoa, the Olu Magongo of Magongo, is removed and to be deposed to Salka, Magama local government area of Niger State. His Royal Highness Samuel Adai Onimisi, the Obobangi of Emani, is removed and to be deposed to Doko, Lavun local government area of Niger State.
Boniface Musa, the Onuife in Omala local government area, was suspended indefinitely. Governor Yahya Bello announced Malam Saidu Akawu Salihu as the new Ohimege Igu Kotonkarfe. The council ratified the appointment of Alhaji Ahmed Tijani Anaje, the Ohi of Okenwe, as the Ohinoi of Ibraland, while Ibrahim Gambo Kebir was named the Megeri of Lokoja. Alhaji Dauda Isa is appointed as the new Mayaki of Kupa. On the political front, some cabinet members of the New Direction administration were removed from office, while new ones were appointed. They are expected to work with the governor till the end of his tenure in office on the 27th of January 2024. Similarly, local government caretaker chairmen were also named for the 21 local government areas of the state, in addition to zonal security advisors in charge of the 9 federal constituencies in Kogi State. Their appointments are with immediate effect. In Lokoja, Solomon Ayedehi, NTA News.
The Minister of Foreign Affairs, Yusuf Tugar, assures intending pilgrims of improved services in this year's Hajj operations. The assurance comes as Nigeria and Saudi Arabia ratify agreements for the 2024 Hajj in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia. Garba Nata'ala reports.
The signing took place on the sidelines of the third series of Hajj and Umrah conference and exhibition in Jeddah. Minister of Foreign Affairs Yusuf Tuga and Saudi's Minister of Hajj and Umrah Tawfiq bin Fawzan Al Rabi'a signed agreements for this year's Hajj and Umrah, also known as Lasa Hajj. Culminating from this bilateral meeting includes new guidelines of operations for 2024 pre-Hajj, Hajj and Umrah activities. Other issues for further attention includes the airlifting of pilgrims, having an endorsed airline, accommodation and feeding of pilgrims.
We're going to see, inshallah, remarkable improvements with regards to flights, with regards to timing and punctuality, like I said. And we have a brand new chairman of the National Hajj Commission.
Tuga further noted with satisfaction the arrangements put in place by the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia in improving the 2023 Hajj operations, particularly in ensuring the safety and comfort of Nigerian pilgrims. Saudi Arabia's Minister of Hajj and Umrah Tawfiq bin Fawzan Al Rabi'a says his country will prioritize all issues raised by the Minister of Foreign Affairs and promised to work closely with Nigerian authorities to ensure seamless Hajj and Umrah operations. In attendance were the Chairman of National Hajj Commission Jalal Ahmad Arabi, Nigeria's Acting Ambassador Mahmoud Lele and the Consul General Bello Ibrahim Kasauri. The Nigerian delegation formally extended an invitation to Saudi's Minister of Hajj and Umrah to visit Nigeria. In Abuja, Garb Muhammad Atala, NTA News.
Let's check out the weather prospects for Tuesday.
Slight moisture influx at lower levels of the atmosphere is being depicted by our forecasting model charts, and this is expected to give slim prospects of thunderstorms over the southern parts of the country. In the morning and evening hours, sunny and hazy atmosphere is expected over the north and the north-central parts of the country. Partly cloudy to hazy atmosphere over the inland cities of the south and its coastal areas, with slim prospects of thunderstorms over some parts of Delta, Bayelsa, Rivers, and also some parts of Lagos State of the country during the afternoon and evening hours. The air quality index over the country still shows unhealthy air across the country. Thank you for watching. I remain Joyce Ogunleye.
Well, the forecast is dust and haze, so protect yourselves accordingly. Thanks for staying with us on the Network News on NTA. I'm Naja'atu Tijani.